This is Amiel Cohen, and you're listening to A Quick Take. It is a very tall order to give up something that is an addiction. It's one thing to reduce something that you like or to have less of it. But when you're in the grips of addiction, having less is not an option. I mean a true addiction. If you're addicted to alcohol, drugs, gambling, or food. If you've ever been to Alcoholics Anonymous or a 12-step program, they talk about the allergy of the body. They say that you cannot handle even a little bit of your addiction and that complete abstinence is the only way. Personally, I don't know of an alcoholic who is a true alcoholic that has learned to moderate their alcohol. The only true effective way to be free of it is to not have it at all. This is not the only thing that one has to do to be free of it, but it's the starting point. One must learn to replace their addiction with something new, a life filled with connection to a higher power and to fill the spiritual void in their life. That's good and helpful, but sometimes our mind plays tricks on us to get us back into our addiction. One such obstacle is the feeling of being sorry for ourselves, that we are different, and that we cannot just be regular, enjoy what others enjoy, and be like everyone else. What we want is to use our addiction, or the thing we used to love, but in a way that works. If we give in to thoughts like that, we're in trouble. So how does one think about the addiction and how we would still like to indulge even though we know we can't? Well, the first thing is I don't think it's a good thing to lie to ourselves. We can be honest about how we are feeling and not ever indulging in what we are addicted to. For many of us, we remember good times with it, how it made us feel at certain times and certain moments, and how it comforted us. Those things really did happen, and there is no need to rewrite history. But I have another idea. Instead of saying to ourselves something that is untrue, we can tell ourselves that we love doing the thing that we are addicted to, but it is not serving us anymore. Perhaps it served us at the time or at one time in our lives. What we did was the best that we could do at the time. But we can also recognize that it is not serving us right now and that it will not serve us in the future. The way we can think about it is that we are retired from this source of addiction, that we don't have to think about it and lie to ourselves that we don't or didn't like it anyway, just that it is not serving us now and it is not good for us anymore. Think of a retired NBA basketball player, an NBA player that is older and has a body that is breaking down and has to retire. Basketball once served them in the past. It was their source of pride, their source of an amazing income, but it will not serve them anymore. However, we don't have to ask them to pretend like they don't like or want to play anymore. They just can't. It is simply not something that is serving them anymore. But if you ask a retired NBA player, are you deprived? They would tell you no. That they had an amazing career and they got to do what they loved, and that even though they miss it, they have found other ways to make their life meaningful. They do not feel deprived because they weren't deprived. They got to play basketball professionally. So even if you have to give up something that you used to enjoy, you got to do it. You are not deprived because you had chances. You have experienced the thing that you used to love. It is just not something that you can do anymore. It is not something that will serve you anymore. You are retired, but not deprived. Thanks for listening, and keep coming back for more.